Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of the WoolJewel Podcast. I'm Caitlin, and I'm currently living in Germany with my husband and my cat, and this is my knitting podcast. So welcome everybody who is brand new, just checking me out. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks everybody who has subscribed and returned. I really appreciate it. This has been really fun for me, so I hope you guys are still enjoying it. Today's episode is going to be a little weird, and I will get into that in a moment. If you want to get in touch with me, Instagram is the best way, probably. I'm most active on there, and I have a Ravelry group for the podcast called WoolJewel Podcast. I am at WoolJewel on Instagram. And I'm also WoolJewel on Ravelry, so add me as a friend, send me a message, say hi. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you if you have any kind of questions or anything. Yeah, so the Ravelry group is also a great place to get the rules for any knit-alongs that I'm hosting. I have two going on right now. One of them is the Any Sock Will Do KAL, which is going to run through the end of the year, and it's for any socks that you knit that you will not be entering into any other knit along. So if you make some socks that don't qualify for any other knit along, you can enter them into mine. The other knit along is the Big Scary KAL, and that is my kind of Halloween-y knit along that's going to end November 1st. And I am just challenging everybody to try something that they are afraid of with their knitting. So definitely go check out the Rav group and find out all the information you need there. Yeah, so if you are participating in any of my knit-alongs ever, like each one will have its own hashtag for you to use on Instagram, but you can also use hashtag WoolJewelKal. There will be a greater chance of me seeing it if you use both hashtags. Okay, so last time I saw y'all, I had mentioned that I'm going to be doing this live podcast episode, which I was originally planning on doing this weekend, which is, I guess, what's today? Today's September 9th, so I was planning on doing it on the 9th or 10th after my vacation, but I had some last second plans change. I had a visitor come for about 5 days right after I got back from France, so it was just like too much. I wanted to spend time with my friend visiting, and it was like super sudden, and I just kind of had to like put life on hold so that I could spend time with him, because I never get to see him because he lived in the States, but he's moving to Basel. Anyway, getting off track here. So I didn't get to do the live episode or even like think about scheduling it. Yeah, so I'm getting back to real life now, and I am going to schedule the live podcast episode for September 17th, which is, let me just double check this before I tell everybody. Yeah, September 17th, which is next weekend. It's a Sunday. I am going to aim for late afternoon my time, which will mean morning in the States. And I will put right here the exact time. I will put below the exact time of the podcast. I will also announce the exact time on my Instagram and in the Ravelry group. So definitely follow me on there. Subscribe here if you want to make sure you don't miss it. So I'm doing this because I think it'll be really fun to kind of connect with you guys in a different way other than like you guys just watching me and commenting. Honestly, you guys, I'm like really nervous to do this. It's kind of weird to me to be live on the internet, and I can't edit all my ums out. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to know, like, I'll be nervous. So if there are some friendly faces there to like, I don't know, keep me company, that'll be great. I have a feeling that I'm going to try to get live a little earlier. So I'm probably just gonna be like knitting live on YouTube until I'm ready to start. And that's kind of the reason why today's episode is gonna be a little weird, because I wanna have enough content to share with you guys live. So today I am only going to show you one finished object, and I'm gonna save all of my whips, and maybe by next week some more FOs for the live podcast, just so I have plenty to talk about, and it'll be like engaging and interesting for you guys. Yeah, but it is a really great FO that I've got today. And then I've also got all my Vlogust footage to finish up at the end of the episode. The live podcast is also going to be great because I'm going to be doing a giveaway on it. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out, and there will be some stuff I'm giving away on the live podcast. And that will just be for the people who are able to tune in to the live stream. So that should be fun. Yeah, so I'll give you a little preview of what I'm going to show on the live podcast next weekend. Remember how upset I was about frogging my Camaro? Well, I think I've figured out a solution. So here it is. Who knows, maybe by next week it'll be done and it'll be an FO. Probably not, but I'm almost there. I'm like in the home stretch. I've also got a new sweater to show you guys. You guys haven't seen it yet. But if you follow Caitlin Hunter on Instagram, you will have seen it because she just released this pattern and I was test knitting it. And don't think I'm rude for not finishing on time because she never gave us an actual deadline. She just said early September, and it's before September 15th. So it's, to me, that's still early September. But she said it was fine, that some of us weren't finished yet. But here it is. So here's a little sneak peek. This is the Whitehorse sweater. I am also in the home stretch for this one. So yeah, just have some modifications to kind of figure out on the sleeves and the hem, and then maybe this will be an FO for the live show. And what else have I got? Oh, here's another preview. I will be showing you guys this new cast on. I started the Dotted Rays by Stephen West, which has been on my list for a very long time, and I've never cast it on. So I'll have that to talk about. I've got some socks to show you guys. I've got my big chunky Wool and the Gang yarn design that I'm working on, which hasn't seen much progress, but maybe by next week I'll have a little more to show you guys. That's hanging out in my basket over here. And yeah, I think that those are like the big things. I think I'll have some other things to show you guys live too. And who knows what will happen in a week. I might have 5 more cast-ons, just like the way things are going lately. I don't even know. All right, so don't expect this to be a normal episode because it's totally not. It might be short, I might ramble a lot, but let's get into it. What am I wearing? Normally I start with my finished objects, and I always consider what I'm wearing a finished object, even though I finished this in February of 2016. This is my, I'll lift it up, I don't want to stand up. Amazing Technicolor Dream Sweater by Stephen West. Give a close-up of the yarn. This is a double seed stitch texture side-to-side sweater. So you start with the sleeve and you knit across, and you end with the sleeve, and then you knit the back panel. I'm wrong. For this, that was for a different sweater I made, but for this you knit across to the middle, and you see this seam here. It's like a visible seam. And then you start on the other sleeve and knit across to the front, and then you connect them. And then you knit the back panel, and then you knit this cool shoulder detail. I love this shoulder detail that he came up with. It's so cool. It's like a shoulder wedge. I think it's really unique, and I think it's really stylish. I don't know, it's really cool. And it was really fun to knit, and I've now done 2 sweaters with the shoulder construction. The other one I've done is the starring sweater, also by Stephen West. And if you haven't seen it, I don't think I've shown it here, but it's like asymmetrical. It has this long tail on the front, and there's like little crocheted stars all over it, and I love my starring sweater so much. Yeah, so anyway, I knit this with Madelinetosh Tosh Mo Light, which is a single ply similar to their Tosh Merino Light, except it has a little bit of mohair in there. And I really like it. It's like a little bit, I don't know, it's just got a little more texture, and it also has a halo, a slight halo. And I like that fuzziness. I think I especially like a little bit of halo with this kind of texture. just, I don't know, it makes it feel super cozy. It's not the softest yarn I've ever used because of the mohair. Like, mohair can just be a little pokey sometimes, I guess. But I still wear it next to the skin. I don't have to wear something underneath it. I think that this is probably my most worn finished object ever. I love it so much. The front kind of it curves up like this, and so it's a little bit cropped in the front and a little longer in the back. And I really like the visible seam. I had never done that before, and I don't even know if I did it right, but I still like the way it looks. I can't really tell you the name for this contrast yarn because I got it in this like epic Madelinetosh sale when they were closing their storefront in Fort Worth. They were selling everything for 60% off, and so I was just like grabbing skeins left and right. I lost the tags. One of these didn't even have a tag, and I was like, I'm buying it anyway. So these are 2 yarns held double. There's like a gray, and yeah, the gray was labelless, but I think it's like a sport weight single ply merino, and it is held together with this like really pretty, how would you describe it? It's kind of like a plum fuchsia color, but I do believe that one is the Tosh Dandelion, which is wool with a little bit of linen in it. So yeah, this whole thing I knit on a size 8, US 8, I think. This was a long time ago. And I held the yarn double the whole time. So you can tell the colors are like, this sleeve's like significantly darker than this one. And this side is significantly lighter than this one, but I don't really care. I love this sweater. If I didn't already have a gazillion sweaters on my list to knit, then I would totally make like 3 more of these. I might want to make one that is just totally the same length hem all the way around and not like kind of curved in the front, but I don't know, too many things to knit, not enough time. Okay, so I think that is enough about my super old finished object that I'm currently wearing, and I will show you my most recent finished object, which is the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter. Here she is. Bum, ba-da-bum. So pretty. I love this so much. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it, probably. Okay, so here's the deets. It is knit with Aimee Allure, which is an alpaca, cashmere, and silk blend. It's a light fingering weight, and I knit this on size 4s, US size 4, and I knit in between the small and medium size. So that just means I did 1 extra lace repeat than the small calls for, and 1 fewer than the medium calls for. So that did cause me a little bit of issue with the neck. I wasn't really sure how many to bind off for the neck shaping because my stitch count was in between sizes. So I had to do quite a bit of math, and the first time I did it, my math was wrong. So after I did all the neck shaping and the shoulders and everything, and I was holding it up and it was like way out to here, so I frogged back to right below the neck, and I just tried again. I just did a smaller neck hole. I did fewer stitches for the first bind off, and then I did the same shaping for the sides. It was just I started with fewer bound off here. Yeah, and that actually meant that I would have more stitches along this drop shoulder than the pattern called for, but I don't know, sometimes you just gotta make it work. So I did. I started this, I think, at the end of July. I really wanted to finish this before my trip to Vichy and Paris with my mom so that I could wear it on vacation, because like there's not a lot of reasons for me to like get dressed up or really look cute at all where I live, because there's just, I don't know, people don't really dress up here. But I like really wanted to look cute on vacation, so I wanted to finish my really cute top. And I didn't finish it. So I just decided to bring it with me, and I thought, hey, if I finish it on my trip, then I will get to wear it. So I was kind of like knitting furiously trying to finish this on my trip. Luckily, all the lace is at the beginning. Like you cast on down here and you knit the lace, and then it's just stockinette for the rest. So it was good travel knitting because it was just stockinette with a little bit of shaping. That was easy to do. And then the sleeves. But I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Because even if I finish it, the lace looks poopy when it's not blocked. Like you have to block lace. So what I did was 2 nights before I left for a vacation, I got out my blocking mats and I laid the top down on the blocking mat and I just like spray soaked it. So it wasn't like fully submerged in water, but it was enough water to get the lace blocked. And I didn't even pin it or anything. Like the lace just opened up really nicely and just kind of stayed the way I had it laying flat. So I was really glad because I didn't want to have to pin each individual edge because it's got, it's not perfect the way it is now, but I thought that it might be a pain to pin every single one of these little corners, but it looks totally fine. And when I wear it, you can't tell at all. It just kind of looks like a little wavy edge. Yeah, so that really worked well. I had it on the needle still and everything, and so I only got this bottom part blocked, so I didn't have to worry about my needles rusting, which I don't even know if that would even happen, but yeah, so so I had the bottom blocked, which was great for 2 reasons. The first reason is the most obvious, so that I could wear it right after I did the bind off and wove in the ends. Wove? Is that weaved? Weaved in the ends? Yeah, so it was great because I could wear it immediately. And it was also great because, and I should have done this anyway, even if I didn't want to wear it immediately, but I was having a really rough time deciding when to break for the sleeves. I didn't know, even if you hold it up on yourself, it's really hard to tell the actual length. So once I got this blocked, it was much easier to tell when I had the sleeves done. It was much easier to tell the actual length of the top and not worry too much about if it was going to be too short or too long. And actually, like, I am so pleased with the length. I was so worried it was going to be too long or too short. I just had no idea how much the lace would open up and get longer once I blocked it, and I was really worried about it because it's kind of a wide top, and I felt like if it was kind of wide, it would just be too much fabric if it was too long. So I really didn't want it to be too long, and also I didn't want like my stomach showing while wearing it. So I have these like really high-waisted jeans, and this works perfect with them. This lace kind of hits exactly like where my jeans start, which is kind of what I wanted. Yeah, so it was perfect, but I didn't block this top half. So it's like really even on the bottom, and then everything that I knit on vacation just isn't blocked yet. So it will probably grow a little bit when I finish blocking it. Yeah, but honestly, I've worn this like 3 or 4 times already, and my stitches aren't that uneven that I can even tell when I look in the mirror, so it's fine. Yeah, so one little thing about this also is that since I had to make all these changes because I knit like not a real size that's in the pattern, my stitch count for the sleeves was going to be a little different than what the pattern called for. And so normally I do the math to figure out how many stitches across is equal to how many rows going up and down, because it's a perpendicular seam, I guess, or you're picking up the stitches perpendicularly. Perpendicularly. Yeah. So I just had to do the math that you normally do to make sure that I was picking it up and the fabric was gonna be even. I wasn't very smart, and I measured my gauge down here near the lace where I was knitting in the round, and I knit in the round a little bit tighter than when I knit back and forth. But that was not very smart, because up here where I actually started the sleeve, or when I picked up stitches for the sleeve, I was knitting back and forth by this point, and I was not knitting in the round, so my gauge is much bigger. So that meant that my math wasn't quite right. The math itself was right, but I just like started with the wrong numbers because I was using my in the round gauge versus my back and forth gauge. Oh, God, I don't even know if I'm making any sense. Anyway, so the sleeves ended up being slightly tighter than I was going for. So yeah, so like when I'm wearing it, the sleeves just kind of, you can tell they're stretched a little bit and they don't look super great. So I'm debating going back and re-knitting the sleeves, but honestly, you guys, it's so hard. Once you've finished something and you've blocked it, or like half blocked it in my case, and you've actually worn it out of the house, it's really hard to go back and like keep working on it. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna do the sleeves. I have tons of extra yarn. I bought 4 skeins of this yarn because I thought I was gonna be knitting like a proper sweater or a cardigan. But then I just thought it would work so perfectly with this top. And this top took less than 2 skeins for me. It does have slightly more yardage than the typical fingering skein because I think it's a light fingering. So the yarn goes a long way. And I have enough now to make like another top. I'm not gonna make another one of these out of the same yarn, but you know, now I know about how much it would take to make another little top like this. I will say the yarn is pilling a little bit under the arms. I don't know if you can see. Maybe not. But it's not too bad. It's not the worst pilling. And honestly, the yarn has a little bit of a halo anyway, so I think the pilling is like less obvious when the whole thing is just a little bit fuzzy. Like, I don't know if you can see these pills. Yeah. So that's happening, but whatever. I really like this top, and it's really soft. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have much more to say about this. I have to say, if you want to make this top and you are not very experienced with lace, you could do it. Lace is not that hard. Like, it looks really scary, but if you use your stitch markers wisely and you are keeping track of all your stitches in between the stitch markers, you'll be fine. It takes a little bit more concentration than, you know, other things, but I'm not the most experienced lace knitter, and I totally did fine with this. I thought it was really fun. And that other test knit that I'm doing for Caitlin, it has like this lace yoke, and I'm really digging lace. It's really fun. I think, like, I'm just like really into it. I want to find more sweater patterns with lace in it. That I feel like there's a lot of lace garments out there, but they're not really my style or my aesthetic. Like, I don't know, lace can get kind of old-fashioned really fast for me. So I'm gonna have to do some searching to see if I can find some more lace patterns that are kind of more in my style or my aesthetic or whatever. But yeah, like the whole time I knit this top and knit my Whitehorse sweater, which is the test knit with the lace yoke, I was thinking how much fun it was to be knitting the lace, but then once I finished the lace portion, I'm like, I never want to do that again. Like, it kind of reminds me of when I was planning my wedding. Like, I had so much fun planning the wedding, and I think a lot of people could relate to this, where it's like a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. But then when you're done, you're like, I loved doing that, but I never want to do it again. So as much as I love both of those sweaters, and I loved doing the lace in them, I don't want to do the same lace again. Like, I want to just try different lace things, because I think like once I know how much work it is to do a certain thing of lace, I'm like, starting it again would be really hard for me. So yeah, I just think it's really cool while you're knitting it to just kind of see the lace take shape, and like it doesn't really look like anything, and then you stretch it out and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I don't know. I know that I was supposed to be getting into cables because I want to make this crazy cable sweater for Rhinebeck, but I don't know. I really like lace right now. We'll see. We'll see. I never really thought of myself as like a lace person, but I think if it's the right lace, yeah. Yeah, so like I said, super short episode today because I want to have a lot of fun things to show you guys in the live podcast. And if you cannot catch the live podcast, don't worry, because I think that YouTube like saves the live stream and then I can publish it as a video after it's over. So you can still watch and see the projects and stuff. But just keep in mind, it's gonna be different because it's gonna be live. I'm gonna say a lot. I'm gonna be nervous and like, I don't know. And I will probably just be like doing a lot of knitting while I'm talking to you guys. So I have some thoughts. I guess this is technically fluff stuff time, which is where I talk about knitting related things but don't have knitting to show you. I'm thinking about what I want to wear to these festivals that I'm going to. I'm going to Berlin Knits at the end of September, and then I'm going to Rhinebeck in October. Let me know if you're gonna be there. I'm excited. Anyway, so I'm thinking about what I want to wear. So everybody's got their Rhinebeck sweater planned pretty much, and people are knitting Rhinebeck sweaters and entering them into knit-alongs and such. I have yet to cast mine on, but I want to make the Ondawa by Michelle Wang. That's also kind of my big project for my big scary KAL, because I am scared of doing this giant cable chart. There are no written down instructions, and I don't know, I'm a little scared of it. I'm also a little scared of it because it looks like the front and back pieces are just like identical squares, and I already know that that is not going to work for me. I have knit sweaters that are identical front and back sized pieces that you just seam. I think there's a bunch of like wool knitting sweaters that are like that, but I made one like that, and the neck, when it's just straight across like that, I think it looks cute, but it feels like it's choking me. And just the way that my body is shaped, it doesn't, I don't know, I think it just like kind of looks weird on me. So I already know that I'm going to have to do some extra shaping around the neck and shoulders. So I just already know that this sweater is going to be a lot more work than what I'm used to doing in a garment. So I'm a little intimidated, but I really want to finish these sweaters that I have on the needles right now before I cast it on, because I think once I cast it on, I'm going to be pretty monogamous with it, or it'll never get done. And I really want to get it done before Rhinebeck. So yeah, so for Berlin Knits, I was planning on wearing my Camaro sweater, which is this. And I'm not going to talk about the progress I've made on it because I'm saving that for the live episode, but I wanted to wear this one, the Camaro sweater. And if you watched the last episode, you'll know I had like so many issues with this pattern and the fit, and I knit about this much. I knit even further. I knit several inches of the body down here, and then I had to frog the entire thing. So this was gonna be my Berlin knit sweater because I think that it's like autumny and festive. Maybe not autumny, but just like Halloween-y kind of. Yeah, but since I've had so many like emotions and like issues with this pattern and this sweater in general, I think that I'm gonna be less excited to wear it. I think that I'm gonna feel really good once it's finished, just so that I can just like be done with it, because It was so fun to knit it the first time, but frogging it sucked, and then knitting it the second time, it's not like it wasn't fun. It just, I wasn't as excited about it as I was the first time, when like the first time I was seeing these colors come together, and it was just really exciting. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I just want to have something to wear to the festival that only has positive vibes attached to it. Like this, I think I'm gonna feel really great. I think I'm gonna love the finished product of this sweater, but it has, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I don't know. It's got some memories attached to it that I don't want to be thinking about when I'm having fun and meeting people and hanging out at the festival. That's probably like a really weird thing to say, but I don't know. I don't care. I want to wear something that I am 200% excited about. But I think that I will want to wear my Whitehorse sweater. I'm really loving how that's coming out. I think that is gorgeous. I dyed the yarn myself for that one, so that just kind of makes me like that much more proud of it. And yeah, so I think that that one is gonna be my Berlin knit sweater. But Berlin knits is 2 days, so I gotta have a sweater. Maybe I'll just wear an old FO or something, but I don't know. It's about a month, no, it's like 3 weeks away, so we'll see. Maybe I'll have another sweater. No, stop casting on sweaters, Caitlin, you have enough. Yeah, so Rhinebeck, I want to wear my future Ondawa sweater. I really hope I make it. And Rhinebeck is also 2 days. So I need to figure out what I want to wear for the second day. And honestly, I would love to wear the super secret test knit that I like still haven't been able to show you guys. All I know is that the pattern will be released this winter. That could be anytime. So I'm hoping the pattern is released before Rhinebeck so that I can wear it at Rhinebeck. I'm allowed to wear it out in public, but I'm not allowed to show it on social media. But I feel like I'm just gonna want to take pictures of people at Rhinebeck and share everything about Rhinebeck on Instagram and on YouTube, so I'm not gonna wear it there, because if I wear it, I won't be able to show it online. So yeah, fingers crossed that the pattern's released before Rhinebeck, and then I'll have a second Rhinebeck outfit. But yeah, I think like I want to have 2 pairs of socks for Rhinebeck. One of my pairs of socks is going to be the Taunus socks that Becky designed from the Stringing It Together podcast. I've never done patterned socks before. I've bought lots of sock patterns and never knit any of them. So those are gonna be my first. I picked up some really awesome tweed yarn in Paris, which I will show you in my next wool booty video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to film that today, but it'll be soon. I have lots of things to show in the next wool booty, by the way. And so yeah, I wanna have a sweater or some kind of garment and socks for both days. And then I also have plans to knit the eyeball shawl, because my sister Allison is going to be coming to Rhinebeck with me, and so we were thinking about knitting 2 eyeball shawls in the same colors so that we can like have a pair of eyeballs. It's weird, but I don't know. I just thought that would be fun. So yeah, I have a lot of things that I really need to get done before then. So 2 whole sweaters. If I can't wear my super secret test knit, the eyeball shawl, 2 pairs of socks. I don't know. I would love to like knit a skirt or something. I just think that would be so fun. But I don't know. I think knitting a skirt would really only be successful if I did it on like size 2 needles. But I don't know. That's a lot of work. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna stop rambling. I have some Vlogust footage to show you, and I'm just gonna like recap what I'm showing in my Vlogust footage, because there's not as much me just talking at the camera as there was last time. So I got a lot of footage from my trip to Vichy, which is where my mom did the Ironman race. If you guys don't know what the Ironman is, it's a triathlon. So the swim is a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and then a full marathon afterwards, so 26.2 miles run. Every single person that signs up for this is insane and amazing. It was incredible. Like, I thought I was gonna be kind of bored watching this thing because it's an all-day event. Like, that's a lot of miles to cover. And so it was just gonna be like all day, and I figured I would see my mom go by, and then it'd be like another hour and a half or so until I saw her again. So I thought it would just be a lot of sitting around, but we made a lot of friends. We met a lot of really nice people. I found knitters. So the first day was a half Ironman, and so the knitters that I met who were actually racing in the full Ironman the next day, they decided to go knit in the park and cheer on the people doing the half Ironman. And so I met up with them and I knit for a little bit, and it was really fun. It was awesome. And then it was fun because the next day I had more people to cheer for than just my mom. So like, I was actually running back and forth a lot. I was trying to follow people, and it was just like an action-packed day. It was not a lot of sitting around. There's only one point where I was sitting around, and that was when my mom had gotten on her bike. It's like a 6-hour bike ride, so just like go do something else for 6 hours. So obviously I just went back to the hotel and knit. Like, I ate breakfast again. We got up at 4 a.m., eat breakfast and get over to where the race was starting. So I watched her do the swim, which was like an hour and a half, and then I saw her get on her bike, and I was like, peace out, I'm gonna go work on my Tegna. And so I did. And then I saw her about 6 hours later get off the bike and start her run. Yeah, I would love to see another Ironman. It was so cool to see so many people do this insane thing. After the race, we spent a couple days in Vichy for her to rest. Then after that, we went to Paris for a couple days just for a vacation. So some stuff that you'll see from Paris, there's just a lot of us like walking around and seeing stuff. We did a medieval tour. So we went into a medieval church. We saw Notre Dame. We did a little calligraphy demonstration, which I don't think I got footage of, but yeah, so we learned how to do like the Gothic calligraphy. It was really cool. And then we went to Versailles the next day. We did a bike tour, which I was amazed that my mom wanted to go anywhere near a bike, but yeah. So instead of just going inside and seeing all the stuff kind of at the palace, we got to go all the way around the grounds, which is huge. So we saw all of Versailles just on bikes. We went to a market. We got food to eat. And the next day I took a Baroque dance class, and I went to Little Weasel, which is a yarn shop. And I went to another yarn shop, but I forgot to get footage of it, but it was amazing. And that's where I bought the most yarn. So you'll hear more about that in my Wool Booty video. Oh yeah, and a really great thing was on the way home from Paris on the train, I met a knitter. She was sitting in the row in front of me on the train, and I saw her knitting, and I was like, oh, what are you making? And so we started talking about her project, and she's knitting a sweater with no pattern. Like, she doesn't read patterns at all. She just knits sweaters, which is like amazing to me. I wish I could do that. And you guys, I found her. I found the last knitter that has never heard of Ravelry. So I told her about Ravelry, and I told her to find me. So I guess if she doesn't really use patterns, then she wouldn't really have a reason to get on Ravelry, but maybe she'll get a Ravelry account. We'll see. It still blows me away when I find people that have never heard of it or don't use it at all, because it's such an amazing resource for us. It's awesome. Yeah, so like I said, my friend came to visit. This is my friend Arnie. We went to graduate school together, and he's moving to Basel for a year to keep going to school. He came over, and he still didn't have a place to live in Basel, so he was like, I'm just gonna like stay here until I figure life out. And I was like, that's totally fine with me. So we both just kind of checked out of reality for a few days and just did nothing. We went to a few festivals. You'll see in the footage, there's like a Viking festival and a medieval market that we went to. And it was awesome. We just ate good food and hung out, and it was really good to see him. I haven't seen him in so long, and he's like one of my favorite people in the world. yeah, so it was like I came home from vacation and then I just kind of extended my vacation because my friend came, and I'm just trying to get back into reality right now. Like I just kind of put everything on hold, and it's the end of summer, and so I wasn't really teaching a lot anyways, so I just kind of put off starting that up again, but I really need to get back into it. I need to start working again because I have festivals to go to, I have yarn to buy, I have planes to pay for, and I need to work more. Anyways, so you'll see a little bit of that, and I think the last thing I did for Vlogust, which I kept doing Vlogust into September because I was so used to filming every day that I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do my video for the day. And then it was September and I didn't even realize it wasn't August anymore. So I just kept doing it. But if you guys like getting the kind of daily vlogs at the end of the video instead of me just telling you what I did that week, then let me know, because it was kind of fun to do and I'm happy to keep doing it if you guys are into it. So just let me know in the comments if you want to see more daily video stuff. That is about it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and definitely tune into the live podcast if you can. I really hope that it goes well. Can you tell that I'm nervous about it? Yeah, so that's about it. So thanks again for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me for a little bit on the YouTubes, and I will see you guys for the live podcast next weekend. If you enjoy my podcast, I would really appreciate a subscribe and or a thumbs up on the video. That just helps more people find the podcast. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling now, and I will see you guys next weekend for the live podcast, and I will have a lot more to show you. So I can't wait. Get excited. Come say hi. See you next weekend. Bye. So I just got back from another ballet class. It was another 2-hour class. And I went to the post office and picked up a package, and I got my gleaner in the mail. I've never had one of these, but I think that I knit too many sweaters to not have a pill remover of some sort, so I'm gonna try it out. So here is one of my most worn sweaters. It is the Wool and the Gang Super Bowl sweater, and it is made out of baby alpaca, and so it's pretty fluffy, but it has lots of pills on the side and under the arms. So I'm gonna try out the gleaner and see how it does. Got some fuzz off. Hey guys, pretty busy day today. I am getting ready to leave tomorrow morning. My train is at like 7:30 a.m. or something, so I really need to get everything done today. So I just ran a bunch of errands, and I'm just kind of cleaning the house and packing and getting everything ready to go. I have decided that I'm going to let a few of my sweater projects take a break for a while, and I casted on the dotted rays in some yarn that I already had wound into a ball. Casted it on because I know it'll be an easy project to take on the go. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take some socks, and I'm going to take my test knit for Caitlin Hunter, and I think that'll be it. My mom is about 3/4 of the way done with the bike ride. I've been doing some knitting. She's spending about 6.5 hours on the bike, so since there's not really a good spot to see very much of her ride, she said I could just not be there. She didn't mind if I didn't see any of the bike. So after she got out of the water and got on her bike, I came back to the hotel to work on some knitting, and I'm almost done with my Tegna. So in about an hour or so, I'm going to go take a walk back to where the bike finishes, and she's gonna start running. So then she's gonna have 4 laps to complete the full marathon, and I'm hoping to see her 5 times. So I'm hoping to catch each lap and then also catch her at the very end. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of shuffling around to make that happen, so we'll see. She's doing really, really great speed-wise. She really wants to get first place so that she can go to the World Championship in Kona. There are only 4 women in her age group, and only one of them is about the same speed as her. So Mom was a faster swimmer, but it seems like her competitor is a faster cyclist. So she gained about 6 minutes in the swim, and she is 1 minute behind in the bike. So if she runs fast, then I think that she actually has a really good chance of winning. So I'm in the hotel room right now, and I'm gonna take you guys out on the balcony because we have a really great view of the Opera House. It's right across the street, so it's really beautiful, and the running loop goes right by the hotel. Unfortunately, a tree blocks the view of the runners from the balcony, but it's nice that I can just go across the street and cheer everybody on when I am ready to go do that. Here's our hotel room. Take you guys out on the balcony. Opera House. So here's the Opera House. There's a park right here. That's part of the running loop. So they go down the sidewalk and they circle around. They go up there and around the park, and then they go all the way over there back to where the beginning of the race starts. Woo!
Come on,
Keep running! Go, go, go!
Allez, go, Carrie. We are with you. Till the end.
Okay, I just saw my mom run past our hotel. I ran alongside her, which is kind of illegal, but I did it anyway. And she just finished, or she's about 3/4 of the way done with her 4th lap, which is the last one for the run. So since she's going pretty slow at this point, I'm gonna take a taxi to the finish line so that I can beat her and see her finish. So that's what's happening. She was in first place for her age group all day until like the last hour or so when the second place woman passed her. But the second place woman is a super strong runner, and that is my mom's slowest event. And the run is so long that she totally had time to catch up to her and pass her, so it's okay. She still did really good. Video.
Fifth. Allure and Gaillard. And Madelinetosh, and coupé vacuum, jump to step. And pass on the moving. Yes. That system is a jump on both feet and a second jump on one foot. We do in this dance up and jump. So a little bit different. Yes. Jump like this. Yes. If you come from behind, your foot is behind in the fourth position, and you do a circle with foot like and jump. And jump. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Great.
Killed it.
Dort her auf meine Seite. Wie ist denn dein werter Name? Bitte? Tanis. Ja, gut. Handgeklapper bitte für Tanis. Und nur eine Verbeugung. Ja, genau. Folgt zu Zweibrücken. Tanis wird jetzt auch ein A. Gefolgt von einem O. Gefolgt von einem Y. Tanis, bist du bereit? Ja? Also dann bitte schön den Zauberstab. So.
You guys, I woke up and one of my first thoughts was, I don't think I got my Vlogmas video yesterday, and I just realized it's September 5th, so I don't have to do Vlogmas anymore. I might keep doing it anyway, though. We'll see. Hey guys, I'm kind of sort of keeping up with Vlogmas, which I guess it's now September, so it needs a new name. Septemvlog? I don't know. But I have to take a break from knitting my Whitehorse sweater because I have a point class tomorrow. And I need to sew my point shoes. I have to put the ribbons and the elastic on, and I'm going to use this funny little needle. I'm trying a new shoe. If anybody cares, these are Block Heritage. So we'll see how it goes because it's a new shoe and I have short toes, and this has a shorter vamp than my other shoes, which is this part right here. So the shorter vamp apparently will be better for my foot in order to get all the way onto my toes, which is kind of an issue with some of my other shoes I've tried, which have a longer vamp, so I can't really get my foot all the way over. I don't think anybody even cares, but yeah, so I'm excited to try the new shoes, and that class is tomorrow, so I will check in with you guys then. So it turns out the shoe that I already had sewn, I had these special elastic ribbons on them, and the elastic is too stretchy and it just makes the shoe like fly right off my foot. So the one I sewed last night has canvas ribbon, not canvas, I don't know, it has like a cotton ribbon that does not stretch at all, and it does better. So now I have to take the elastic ribbons off the other shoe and redo it with the new ribbons, and then I've got class in a couple hours.